Hello, I'm Ovita Perwani from 11 Maret University Indonesia. I would like to present how the state of democracy influences urban practices in this presentation entitled From Monarchy to Democracy, the Power of Royal Courts and its Impacts on Urban Practices. In this presentation, I use two case studies for comparison, namely the city of Yogyakarta and the city of Surakarta. The reasons why I took these two cases are that both of them have royal courts with similarity in history, in which the courts are the descendants of Mataram Kingdom, the greatest Javanese kingdom in history. Also that the palaces of both courts act as the core of both cities, which have similar layouts. Moreover, both royal courts still exist up to the present, but with different fate, in which the royal court of Yogyakarta has political role, while the royal court of Surakarta no longer has political role, which made the royal court of Yogyakarta have more power than that of Surakarta. The power difference of both royal courts are due to the special status given by the central government to the all royal courts, which deal with the issues of territory, property and political rule. The royal court of Yogyakarta has its special status preserved and secured with a law on 2012, while the royal court of Surakarta has its special status dismissed on 1946, making it lose its territory, property and political role. The long-lasting and dismissal of special status are due to their role during Indonesian struggle for independence in the period of 1945 to 1949. When Sukarno and Hatta proclaimed Indonesian independence on 17th of August 1945, the Royal Court of Yogyakarta soon claimed its support to the new nation. On the 5th of September 1945, the Royal Court of Surakarta did not show the same support to the nation. The support of Yogyakarta to the struggle of independence is shown on 1945 to 1946, when the capital Batavia was occupied by Allies. The Royal Court of Yogyakarta offered the central government to move to Yogyakarta to use royal court properties for governmental offices and even donated funds for the government. Meanwhile, Surakarta, whose location is only 60 kilometers away from Yogyakarta, turned to be the base of radical groups, which was not only caused by the location of central government by that time, but also because of the history, in which socio-economic gap in Surakarta is much bigger than that of Yogyakarta as a result of colonial and royal courts' policy on economic aspects. Along with the attitude of the royal court of Surakarta, who showed no support to independence, this turned into anti-monarchy movement, which took form as riots, also as kidnapping of national figures. The central government then decided to take over the governance of Surakarta and dismiss its special status. As one of the issues of the special status is about political role, the special status of Yogyakarta has given the royal court political role by automatic appointment of the king as governor of the special region of Yogyakarta. The court's pre-independence territory in similar level as a province. It is the territory that's recognized by the government also as a result of its speciality. This role has made the court influential in urban scope. This also makes Yogyakarta to be partially democratic, as the governor is automatically appointed, even though in city level, the mayor of the city of Yogyakarta is elected, but with an approval from the royal court. The city of Surakarta experienced a contrast situation. As the special status was dismissed, the political role of the royal courts was banished. The city is considered as part of the province of Central Java, and it follows the system of governance set by the central government, which is democracy. Now I'm going to focus on physical aspect of both cases. As mentioned earlier, the palaces of the royal courts act as the core of both cities. They have similar layouts. We can see from this picture, the one on the left is the royal palace of Yogyakarta and the one on the right is the royal palace of Surakarta. We can see that they have similar basic layout even with similar names. Around the palace complex there is a walled area. In urban scope, both royal palaces are located at the core with several urban features such as landmark and road network attached to their existence. We can see in this picture on the left the early city of Yogyakarta, in which the location of the palace is followed by royal road spreading to the north and south along with two landmarks creating a north-south axis. Meanwhile, at the picture on the right, the early layout of the city of Surakarta shows that the palace is also north-south oriented, followed by a royal road to the north and to the south and one landmark on the north. However, the axis is not as strong as that of Yogyakarta. These are the maps of Yogyakarta and Surakarta at present. As can be seen from both, the city of Yogyakarta grows more to the north and to the east, while the city of Surakarta grows more to the north and to the west. The growth is a result of their connectivity to other cities and their landscape. The layout of both Yogyakarta and Surakarta is popularly believed to be cosmological. The cosmological layout consists of hierarchical circles and axes, north-south axis and or east-west axis. In these pictures, we can see the position of the royal palace or kraton as the center of both cities, which are highlighted in red, and the axis also highlighted in red. The city of Yogyakarta only has one axis, which is the north-south axis, while the city of Surakarta has two axes. The axis is one of what is popularly believed to be Javanese cosmological layout, which consists of north-south axis and hierarchical circles. This belief is based on Indic cosmology. However, this is also claimed to be based on Islamic cosmology as stated by Mark Woodward. I will not use neither cosmologies to explain the urban practices in both cases. However, I will take into account the fact that some of urban features are popularly considered connected to their existence of the royal courts. Now I'm going into the urban practices in both cities. The zones for economic activities in both cities can be seen from the pictures here. We can see from these pictures that the commercial zone of Yogyakarta spread along all the main street, with particular focus on the road right to the north of the royal palace. The area inside the wall of the royal palace are free from commercial activity. This is different with that of Surakarta, in which the main commercial zone lies just around the royal palace, making it the center of commercial activity. This has made the royal palace of Yogyakarta to be the most dominant building in the area, while the royal palace of Surakarta is mostly invisible, as its surrounding is full of regional scale economic activities. The socio-political activities in both cities also shows that the main space used for those activities in Yogyakarta is Malioboro Street, or the royal road that goes to the north from the royal palace. The activities often include the royal square at the palace compound. Meanwhile, the similar activities in the nearby Surakarta usually use Slamet Riyadi Road, the biggest road of the city, which is not royal court related. Cultural activities in both cities also show similar trend in that the city-scale cultural activities or urban festivals of Yogyakarta use the royal road and royal square, while those of Surakarta mainly use Slamet Riyadi Road. Moreover, the ritual of the royal court is also mimicked by the government to create new ones for modern purposes, which take place at Slamet Riyadi Road and another place unrelated to the royal court. As urban physical layout and urban activities are accumulations of history, as Bourdieu puts it, the physical layout of both cities can be seen as a result of power, while at the same time reproduce power structure. This also includes the activities that takes place in those spaces. The power structure of Yogyakarta put the royal court at the top of the structure, while in the democratic Surakarta, the royal court is only one of the stakeholders of the city. From the mapping shown before, we can see that all of them follow a pattern in which the royal court and royal palace of Yogyakarta are still included in socio-political and cultural practices, but their existence is protected from economic activities. Meanwhile, the royal court and royal palace of Surakarta are not included in socio-political and cultural activities in urban scale, and its existence is obscured by the economic activities around it. What happened in Yogyakarta and Surakarta are only possible because of the power of the royal court that influenced the state of governance adopted by both cities. The royal court-centered Yogyakarta makes policies and activities to support their existence. Meanwhile, the democratic Surakarta makes more democratic policies and activities which place the royal court not at the top of social structure, but as one of many stakeholders of the city. Thank you.